Hi guys, I'm back. I guess I'm going to make this a part 2 because it was a short break. I had to answer my phone. But I guess we can finish where I was. We were discussing change and the how it's actually a desire to express oneself differently in a new way. So in order to transform what we would consider negative, because we obviously only want to change when things are, in our perspective, negative. We want it to be a positive for us and hopefully for those around us and hopefully for humanity. But that's outside of that. You have to at least know what really clearly define as well as you can, out loud, define what the problem or the wrong is, so that you, and then be very clear about what you actually want, the outcome you want, the solution you want. Especially when it comes to relationships. Because we could talk about how this is about you and you're not knowing how to be creative, you don't know what job you want. We can go into that a little further. But firstly, most of the times, the biggest changes the changes that cause the biggest problems in our lives are the ones that involve other people. Because if it hurt no one, any change you want to make for yourself, if it hurt no one, then you would be openly expressing yourself fully, with nothing holding you back. You would just say exactly what's in your mind. You would feel exactly what you feel. You would do exactly what you want to do, and you would just be you, all, right? No restrictions. Fully unrestricted that way. No guilt, no shame, no repercussions, no any of that. That would be the fullest freedom. No guilt, no shame, no repercussions, no consequences, no limitations, just fully free. So, people cannot fathom that they can be fully free. But the thing is, the ego wants their cake and eat it too in a lot of situations. The ego in the olden days would have said in a marriage, I want loyal, good wife, blah blah blah, so they find the most perfect virgin wife, but they only want to procreate. They don't want to enjoy their sexual relationship. It's just their duty. It's their wifely duties. And then they feel that then the enjoyment and the pleasures that they're supposed to get from that union is their desires are so skewed, so distorted, that they would risk changing that connection by doing things such as cheating, obviously the extramarital affairs, or all these, hidden things that they have to do outside of the union, simply because they cannot express themselves fully. So, and also they were put in a situation of a union, so can they say that that was a change that they wanted? Because if you wanted the change of being a single person to having the change of now being a married person, you should want to be married. You should be very clear about what you want. Why do you want this marriage? Or why do you want to be married? What do you want? What does a marriage give you that you want? That you are, from your stance of I'm single to your stance of I want to be married. What is it about those two things that are so different that you need, that the marriage would be a positive change for you? Because we're looking at positive change. Nobody wants a negative change that I know of. Everybody always wants a positive outcome, a positive change. So people are willing to change for a positive outcome, or let me not say they're willing. People want a change with a positive outcome, but are they willing to do it? Are they willing to change? Are they willing to be clear about what is wrong, what is a problem, what is the negative that they're in the moment that makes them say they want this change. So someone can say, oh, I'm single and I want to be in a relationship, I want to be married, or I just want to settle down and just want a wife, I'm done with the boys, hanging out with the boys, that single life isn't for me. Then all of a sudden, because something is wrong here in single life, whether most of the time they don't even admit it. They won't tell you what's wrong with, no, nothing's wrong. No, I'm just ready for a change, I'm happy, I'm good like this. I mean, I could stay like this if I wanted to, but no. I'm just going to do this because this is the next step. But when you ask them, what's wrong with just being here? There has to be something wrong here for them to say, I need a change, or I'm going to change here. When you're really good, you don't want shit to change. You want things to change when there is discomfort, when there is a lack in self-expression, when there is something that you can no longer do. So in other words, as a single person, you want to share your love now with someone. It's like, oh, I'm single, so what's wrong? Well, I have everything I could ask for. I got I live well, blah blah blah. You can say all the great, beautiful things, but the reason you want to be married, I don't have to be married, but I want to. But I don't have to, but I want to. You want to because where you are, there's something wrong. What's wrong? Well, maybe what's wrong is, and you fill in the blank. You get real good with what is uncomfortable, or what is, because you want to be aware. You don't want a forced change because of a lack of awareness. Maybe if you consider your desire for change in your self-expression is maybe you want a creative outlet. Maybe the creative outlet you think is going to come from a partnership. How? Define that. Define what you want. But you have to be able to acknowledge and admit there has to be a problem, a wrong, or a negative in the current circumstance. If you're saying, I want to change. You know how many people say, yeah, I'm about to change. Yeah, I'm going to change. Yeah, something's got to change. No, I got to change. Something's got to change. People talk so much shit, but then they don't do it. Then you ask, okay, well, how do you choose to change? Why are you wanting to change? I don't know reason. I don't know. I don't know. Fuck that. Okay. Anyway, enough about change. This, to me, is what spiritual change is all about. This will, because our changes evolve. To evolve, it's like to come out of a previous shell, and to grow into a new shell. Most people are, do that unconsciously, and they just evolve into something different, and they don't even notice, and no one will even bring it up. Like, if you're around Hispanic families, you'll know when you get to a family gathering and they're like, oh my God, girl, you've changed so much. You're so skinny. They're not saying it in a cute way. Some of them behind their back, behind your back, they're like, is she sick? What's wrong? Oh my God. Oh, I heard she was on drugs. Oh, I heard this. Oh, she must be depressed. Oh, I heard her man left her. That's what people, oh my God, you're so skinny. There's nothing positive about those backhanded compliments. Or they'll be like, oh my God, look at you. Oh my God, you were so much thinner when I last saw you. You've put on some pounds, girl. Look at those thighs. You're like, bitch, shut up. But people will call you out on certain external changes. And that can be very uncomfortable. People don't like to change, But the external environment might force you to change. It might make you, next time I'm going to go to this party, I'm going to look, let's say if they called you too skinny, you're going to put on those pounds. But then you go on, you put on those pounds, now they're saying that you're too thick. And then the next party you go and you lose weight, and they're like, girl, you're too thin. So you can't people please, obviously. It's not about people pleasing. It's about maybe sometimes, you don't notice a certain change. Maybe a relationship changed you. Maybe you used to be social and now you're not social. Or maybe you used to not be social and now you're really social. Something about the influence about the person you were with affected you. It changed you. What we're looking to do is to create the most optimum changes for ourselves. But when we are in a partnership, the change should benefit us as well as the other person. And most relationships, the problem is that they're either both comfortable in not changing, and then they just like make justifications for their desires not being fulfilled. They'll look at the world and be like, that's not for me. They've accepted, and it doesn't have to be a bad thing, but it's almost like they've accepted, this is who I am, this is where I am, this is what I do, this is how I do, and this is about as much effort as you're going to get out of me, because this is my threshold of enjoyment, my threshold of pain, my level of comfortability. And as long as we stay within these parameters, we're good. I'm content for eternity to be in this space. Some people say, I can die just in peace, peacefully, just like this. Okay, and they can remain like that. And if both partners are equally in the same space, they can do that. Was there a lot of potential that could have come of it if they were willing to change? Could they have accomplished a lot more? Could they have done greater things? Could they have fulfilled their life more deeply, more meaningfully? Of course. But if it doesn't matter to them, if there's not a desire for change in them, and if the universe doesn't force a change upon them, meaning that they're kind of balancing that out in a certain kind of way, where they kind of stay in that, I guess you would say stoic, but you would stay like in that middle ground, the wu wei, where you're not extremely positive or extreme negative. Anybody can remain comfortable there. But is that fulfilling? Is that extraordinary? Not really. I don't know that I could live like that. And I'm not saying that I want to consistently push myself in a way that is not comfortable. But change requires that we do push ourselves. Change requires that we discipline ourselves. Change requires that we do things for ourselves that are sacrificial in a certain way if we want to evolve in a way that benefits ourselves and hopefully others and humanity. But anyway, enough about that, okay? I just wanted to complete part 1 and get finish that conversation. Oh, Lord, maybe I'll put a timestamp as to what time I do as to what time the cards start, the reading starts, because I know some people are not in the mood to be lectured. Nobody likes to be, yeah, don't tell me what I need to know. Don't tell me what I need to do. I know I have to change, or I know that this situation sucks. People get pissed off at you when you kind of push. They feel like they're being pushed. Don't push me. I know my time. Nobody's telling you what to do. Nobody's telling you you have to change. Nobody's forcing you to change. Only you know what's going on in your world. But if you're complaining, something has to change. If you're depressed, something has to change. If you're miserable, something needs to change. If you're angry, if you're in trouble all the time, something needs to change. Don't complain. Change. I might make a shirt. Don't complain. Change. If I don't laugh at myself, who will? Well, there's plenty of people that would laugh, but not laughing with me. They don't laugh at me. But those people, if they only knew. They'd be embarrassed. Anyway. I'm just going to go boom, 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 boom across the board. Okay. So, relationships are at the bottom of the deck. At the core, we have hidden secrets in regards to a spiritual connection. Hidden secrets in regards to a spiritual connection. It could be dealing with Pisces, Virgo, or a Scorpio person. This spiritual connection is very occult. And I'll say it that way simply because the hall is 8th house energies, but it's in reverse. So it's like 8th house, it's already dark. In reverse, it gets intricate. It gets very deeply woven. Let's clarify with... Should we start the clarifications? No, we're not. We're going to go forward. So there's this partnership that's very intricately woven, but it's, so hidden or so occult. But also it could just be so this is like the source. From source. Deep from source. Okay. So here we are. Someone is studying their connection, their connection to the underworld, but it's like maybe seeing like really going deeply into the dark side of this is like the subconscious energies, but it's also studying the connection of the dark, of the unconscious. It's like, how are you aware of the unconscious? You could be aware of the subconscious, but to be aware of the unconscious means that you're not unconscious. You're conscious of it if you can observe the unconsciousness. It's like, that's like when you're sleeping, you don't know you're sleeping. So for whatever reason, that's something to like look deeply into. I don't know. Because here's something weird. I don't know about you guys, but I can be in dream state and simultaneously be aware of my waking state. I can hear what's going on in my environment. So it's like, but I'm also able it's almost like it almost feels like an outer body experience, sort of, kind of, but it's like, or maybe some would call that like multidimensional awareness, where if you're sleeping, So within the dream is like, oh shit, I'm in a dream, right? And you realize this is a dream. So now it's like you could almost manipulate the dream world by being able to say, I want to fly, and then you actually make yourself fly. But it's like or you call someone out and then something appears, whatever it is. So to be able to do that, being aware that you're doing that, there's like a space in dream world, I don't know what they call that, or between sleep state, I guess, where part of you is kind of conscious. It's like you're slightly, I guess it would be like the hypnotic phase, where you're very aware of what's going on. You can hear the breathing in your external environment. You can hear the things that are happening in your external environment, whether that's like the AC shutting on or off. Like you can sense all the things around you, the water leaks, because it's so silent. But anyway, but then to be able to also witness from that perspective, see what's coming through, like what's arising. Like, I don't know. Okay, let's leave it there. It's to be able to witness the unconscious and the conscious from the subconscious. Okay? And then there's a ballroom with the dagger. So there's going to be some communication, something is going to be clarified, or an understand, like a philosophy in regards to emotions, because this is ninth house energies, communicating ninth house energies. So this is like either religion, beliefs, spiritualism, philosophy. This is something, and it has to do with like I said, partnerships, emotions, things of a vibrational nature. The environment has the ballroom. So while we're conveying those partnerships or connections or vibration, it's due to the environment and the emotions that we're picking up from the environment, within our environment. Or how the emotions are affecting the environment. I was going to say shifting. But it affects the emotions are affecting the environment. So this is a very it feels less 3D, this reading, for whatever reason, because this is the 6th and 12th house access, right? Our connection to the spirit and our connection to the physical body in the house of self, in the house, like we're studying our subconscious energies, 12th house energies, and how it's affecting our physical, and we're able to see that, like in our face, like how we're actually doing that by expressing our philosophies about what we feel, or about our partnerships, or about what vibrations we're tapping into, and then being able to discuss how the environment shifts, or maybe even witness it within our environment, the shift due to our vibration. And then we have in the conservatory in the conservatory. See, it's like, and it's in reverse. This represents our home. So to have the card that represents our home in the home, it's like, and then it's in reverse. It's almost like seeing the dichotomy. Our inner home and outer home. Our outer environment is the reverse of our inner environment. Or something. something outside of our environment. Why did okay, I heard home within the home. Home within the home. I just got confirmation. I just heard somebody go, woo. Woo, 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 woo. Okay. Home within the home. We'll clarify that because it's, and I just realized 4 and 4 is 8. This is a year 8. Where balance and imbalance are equal. Okay. So we have a Libra in reverse in the dining room. So there's going to be a change either with a Libra person or, like we said, partnerships. Libra represents our partnerships. A big, I would say, a big dramatic change with a in a partnership that was in reverse. We'll clarify all of this. Look at this. So we got the billiard room in the billiard room. And the same like with the home within the home. This is six house energies. Virgo energies. But also 6 represents in the tarot, the Lover's card. The 6 is about balance, unity. I don't know why, but it's like I'm getting like something like these dichotomies, almost like equal opposites. One is positive and one is negative. Even though we all have positive and negative, but within the dynamic, it's like the masculine and the feminine. I'm getting like home within the home, in the day-to-day routine, in our health. There's this like a polarity, but it's a balanced polarity. Then we have the lounge in the library. So a spiritual lesson has been completed. The lounge represents 9, so it's endings. And the library is all about spiritual, it's about the spirit, right? 7th dimension. It's about also 7th house energies. So we can see that it has a lot to do with ending either a spiritual lesson about a relationship or about a dynamic. A completion, a spiritual lesson has been complete in regards to the balance of the masculine and feminine. And then there's Dr. Orchid in the hall. You might be sharing resources. You might be connected to to someone. This is Cancer energies, but this is a mother energy, divine feminine energies, in the house of mysteries, occult. So there's like some occult knowledge about the divine feminine that's being expressed or felt with those that are invested in you, or that you're invested into, or that you are connected to through resources. Now, obviously, you could be connected through resources with your mortgage company, right? But you don't want to be emotionally connected to them. We're talking about personal connections, intimately personal connections, sacred connections, but it has to do with the divine feminine mother archetype or there's something hidden in regards to the home, the mother archetype, or someone has Cancer in the 8th house. Very intuitive. Even if you don't have Cancer in the 8th house, the energies right now is very intuitive. There's a lot of ancient connections or ancient wisdom that's surfacing, or that's, like I said, it's hidden. But that doesn't mean that you're not feeling it. You're feeling it in a psychic way. And we have the completion. Something ended with it's a Scorpio energy. And this is toxic Scorpio energy is in reverse. I feel like the completion of a toxic cycle with and again, if it's not with the Scorpio person, someone with those types of traits, or someone with that kind of energy, mysterious and hidden and, behind the scenes type of energy, but also someone that betrayed your trust. And I can say that because the Scorpio energy is so intimate. It's so personal. Remember, they're not just ruled by Pluto, they're ruled by Mars. So there's that sense with Mars, it's on a very personal level. That's the only way I can say it. And so whatever is being hidden, this archetype, mother archetype energy that you're feeling, has to do with a Scorpio in reverse energy that's completing. So this is someone that hidden motives and hidden intentions, and very secretive. And I feel like that's why there's this like balance now. So let's clarify now, real quick. So yeah, somebody walked away from a toxic situation, or somebody, even if you didn't look, the Empress could finally have closed the cycle that was very toxic. Thank God. Goodness. Yeah, things are going to start moving forward. The Eight of Wands. The opportunities are going to start to come. King of Cups, Page of Wands, Tower in reverse, King of Wands in reverse, the Sun in reverse, Death, Ten of Pentacles in reverse, Knight of Wands in reverse, and the Six of Wands, Victory. And we'll do the Star in reverse and the Six of Pentacles. So the connection you're learning is because you've come to this, you've mastered yourself emotionally. Okay? You've learned to understand how your emotions heal, how your emotions affect your body, your health. And you're fulfilled emotionally. It's like you've healed yourself. Why do I say healed? Because because it's the lead pipe represents the 12th house, 6th house axis. Pisces and Virgo, that, and then having the King of Cups here, it's like this Pisces energy was able to heal this Virgo energy, or this your awareness of your subconscious was able to heal your physical form, or if not your physical form, your emotional body. Okay. And then we have yeah, it's almost like there's someone that is a young fire sign, a Page of Wands, that is now sharing their ideas, their philosophies, their beliefs, their religion. They're very heartfelt about it. They're very, their vibe is powerful for it to be so young or so new. So this is like somebody new in the, I guess, how would you say it? Like the new up and coming, whatever, you know what I mean? Like a young influencer. A young influencer is expressing their ideas to, actually they're sharing their broad ideas from their sense of emotional power. Okay, dokes. And then this Tower in reverse, I feel it has to do with the environment change. I feel like you've either suppressed some massive change from happening in your immediate environment, because the Tower is an abrupt change. So in reverse, I'm feeling like either you're having an internal emotional shift in your environment, like a drastic emotional change, and it's going to change your environment. Like it's changing, your emotional environment is changing and affecting your physical environment. So when we said the home within the home, I feel like this King of Wands in reverse, there's a King of Wands, a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. I feel like this person might have gotten kicked out of the house, or is leaving the home, or doesn't feel at home within a home. I feel like this is it could be this Scorpio energy that you've completed the cycle with. Okay, that person is not at home where they are, and now they're in reverse. They have a lack of passion, ambition, will. They are unable to express themselves fully, and when you have someone that believes himself to be a king, like do as I say, not as I do, they put themselves in a little corner, and now they can't manage this home, or they can't rule this home, or they're being X'd out of this home, something like that. So this abrupt change with the Libra, someone's not going to be happy about that. With that Sun in reverse. This Libra was negative. This Libra was not in balance, or the lack of balance is disruptive. So maybe you're not very happy with this Libra energy, or maybe something has to change with a negative Libra energy for it to be balanced or enjoy, happy. Even, I don't know why, but I heard like natural, just authentic. You see, this child is free. This child is like just being. There's no carefree. That's the word I was looking for. In order for it to be carefree, I like that. A partnership that is carefree. And I don't mean that you don't want to care for someone, but when it's carefree, that means that you give your care freely. You're not obligated to care. You freely give it because you care. But this Libra in reverse, it's like this someone that isn't really sharing their it's like they're pulling like a tug of war to keep things in balance. If you're extremely happy, I'm going to be extremely miserable. If you're extremely miserable, I'm going to be extremely happy. And it's like just playing out this opposite energy. Me versus you kind of vibe. But this change has to occur in order to bring this like more carefree environment or partnership. Now, whether that was an issue with this King of Wands, Scorpio energy, or whether this is something that's changing within yourself, that push and pull kind of thing wasn't making you happy. So maybe you're choosing, I need something to be carefree. Something has to change so that I can feel carefree in a partnership. Or I prefer a carefree partnership. I don't know. So let's see. Okay. I'm understanding this here now. We talked about that Libra energy in reverse. It's kind of like a false sense of equality. It's not really equal. It's like a manipulated equal when it's in reverse. Manipulated balance. And so with the billiard in reverse in the billiard, we're putting a death to that in our routines. We're putting an end to that in our funs, the things we do for fun, the way we have fun. It's like we don't want to entertain this. I like, we can understand that opposites attract. By virtue of being opposite, there's an attraction. But also, when it's a forced opposition for the concept of attracting, get the hell, no, nerds. I don't know, that's just kind of how it came through. So it's like, if that's what that is, Lord have mercy. Thank God it's over. Put an end to that. It's not going to affect your day-to-day life. Partnerships that are in balance, that are not carefree, are not going to affect your fun times, are not going to affect your routine, are not going to affect your balance, are not going to affect your relationships. You put an end to anything that's out of balance, that's not in integrity, because it's sixth house stuff too, but it's also the sixth is balance. It's the Lovers. It's in integrity. So the ending of a spiritual dynasty, a certain kind of family. This is Ten of Pentacles is stability, but I feel like perhaps your idea of stability was in reverse. Maybe it was based on materialism. Maybe it was based on just the physical. Or the the ideal family and the ideal home. Like, look at this. These people got the kids, the dogs, even a grandma there. Like, everybody's just happy. I'm going to show it to you guys. I never really took a close look at this one that well. So yeah, with that in reverse, it's like, it feels like the lounge, being the number of completions, a 9, and then in the 7th house, either a family dynasty is over, but it's okay. I feel it's okay that it's over because it was in reverse. It had, I would say, screwed morality or screwed values when it came to what life is all about. You know what I mean? Like true happiness. And to be this, to have this without the, like this, anybody can get. Anybody can make a lot of money and get the big house and get the perfect, ideal looking family. And on the physical, everything could look perfect. But if it's in reverse, it means that those things were attained easily, even if it was attained with difficulty. There's no substance. There's no substance within. There's no spirituality. It lacks heart even. So I feel like either that legacy, that false foundation, or that false family, or that false the supposed ideal. And I'm not saying that this isn't a worthy ideal. This is beautiful. A strong family with strong values, successful, loving, nurturing, invested, through trial and error, stood the test of time. That's what this is. Not this. So the falsities of that are being done away with. And I feel like there's this Dr. Orchid Cancerian energies in the 8th house. I feel like they're suppressing anger. There's a suppression of anger. Someone's maybe emotionally upset, but they're keeping it hidden. They're suppressing their passions. It's like they want to do something, but they're not doing it. They want to take action, but they want to keep their actions hidden. And the actions they want to take are kind of chaotic. They're thinking out of anger, or they're caught up in their This is someone, oh God, I hate this feeling. It's like they're seething on the inside to like this is someone that, hurt people. So someone is very hurt, and they're hiding their ill will, ill intentions. And I'm getting strongly that it is, because she's side-eyeing this Scorpio here. You guys can see it there. She's giving him a side eye. So maybe because you put an end to that toxic energy, this is why that person is upset. And I'm also getting that this could be this, like how we said, hold on. This Scorpio with the King of Wands in reverse, right? And then the Scorpio being in reverse. It's like this King of Wands, all this power and potency and passion but it's like unable to like do something with it or whatever it is, right? Because they have to either keep their emotions hidden in the 8th house, or because they have underlying, I don't want to say it, but they might have underlying mommy issues or anger issues about the mommy, about the mother archetype. I'm not making fun of anybody. We've all had our share of mommy and daddy issues at some point or another. But this is like you had a victory. You had a victory over this toxic underhanded Mars energy. And you transformed it victoriously. You're being either recognized for it or you're giving yourself the recognition. It's like, yeah, I succeeded. But this is really getting like accolades from others. This isn't just you self-recognizing, but this is a sense of achievement of you've accomplished something that's getting recognized in a positive way. People are with you. They are, and this is giving me this young fire Page of Wands energy, like this new up and coming, and it's like said something that was very like well received, well heard, and it's like the powers that be that are looking at this young Page of Wands, and they're like, now you see, now that's a bright idea. You see, that's someone that has a vision, someone that you can that has a potential to create a positive influence. And that brings us success. We did see at the core initially that in the hall, like that there was a secret connection or this very sacred and hidden connection. It might be an Aquarius that's in reverse, that needs healing, or that feels hopeless, now wants to give to you, or wants you to give to them. I know they use this a lot as like being breadcrumbed, as they would say, right? Because you see he's giving little golden nuggets. Here you go, little peasant child. He's not even a child. Here you go, you sickly poor thing. Have a little golden nugget. Go fetch yourself a bowl of soup. Okay. So remember, at the core of this whole reading, and initially when I began the channel, I was talking about change. So in the hall, this is our resource. This is esoteric. This is taboo. This is anything to do that's hidden. Very hidden knowledge, information. But it's hidden within the subconscious, and it trickles into the body through your DNA. And I also feel like this victory that you had over the Scorpio King of Wands energy, this tower, internal tower that shifted your environment, and maybe how you expressed yourself, heartfelt, and closed out the cycle, and decided that this had to change and put an end to certain powers that be that may have either influenced you, or were trying to affect you, or were trying to change how you appear even. I feel like it was trying to affect you, not to be emotionally intelligent perhaps, or to have depth, or to express emotionally in a way. But so this star in reverse at the core, this is what's being hidden, is that perhaps you're a hidden star. You're a hidden star. Maybe now, because of this recognition, because of these changes, because you put an end to certain things, you're able now to receive, or you're able now to give in a balanced way. And this is what you receive spiritually, and what you process. Because remember, 6th house is processing, the digesting of the spiritual knowledge, and then in the physical being able to like give back. But what you're giving is in balance. You see, he's holding the scales. So you're able to give to the sick. You're able to give to the needy. You're able to give because you're surrounded by these coins. You are wealthy in your own spirit, wealthy in your body, wealthy in your intention. So you're able to provide carefree of your own doing, because now it's in a balance. Like we said, it's in a balanced way. You had to put an end to an imbalance in your routine. There was something that was affecting your day-to-day that was not in balance. It was like an illusion of balance for some reason. There might have been some kind of illusion, like, oh no, everything's fine, everything's in balance. But no, it's like, what's wrong? If it was in balance and if it was fine, things would be acting according in some way. But when you mastered emotionally what you needed to do, when you understood what you were receiving from the spiritual realm and how you applied it into your body and how you applied the emotional awareness into your day-to-day, you were able to not only transform your routines, you were able to end a toxic cycle of unfulfilled false family energy, unfulfilled success energy. Like the falsities of success, we're trained to believe that success looked a certain way, that happiness looked a certain way, that health and wealth looked a certain way. And it's like, no, the way it's been wasn't. And the way it's going to be with this understanding, from the spirit understanding and from the physical bodily understanding, this isn't, oh, I read this in a book and I know that this heals that. No, it's, I received my message and I was guided to use this. And upon using that and with the spiritual understanding I received, I saw results. I saw how it changed, and I was able to master myself from the emotional space, change my environment change myself emotionally without these toxic or disruptive energies affecting my environment negatively. It's now affecting and creating positive change. That's the victory, dear. That's the victory. Yep. Changing the unbalanced dynamics that were not emotionally fulfilling, and ending the cycle with controlling, manipulative behaviors in the home, in regards to your home, in regards to your passions within the home. That could be anything. So anywho, that's the reading. I'll come back with another message. soon. But first, let me just clear this here to make sure it's good to go. All right, guys, take care.